We got to talk about Yoshi and the Mysterious Book in addition to a bunch of big Nintendo Switch 2 news, new games to talk about and everything, because Yoshi seems like it'd be a super controversial game. Yoshi cannot take damage and cannot die in the game, but apparently it's incredibly good. Some are even comparing it like to Mario 64 in a 2D form. So we're going to discuss that and a lot more. But before we continue on, we are giving away a Nintendo Switch 2. All you have to do to enter is hit that subscribe button if you aren't already subscribed, and drop a comment below. We are giving away a Nintendo Switch 2 once we hit 150,000 subscribers, and it will be random. So the more that you actually comment and interact, the better chance that you have to win. Hit that like button, click that notification bell, and let's go ahead and jump right back into it. Let's start off with Yoshi and the Mysterious Book. We got a brand new overview trailer that shows off a lot more footage of the game, so I wanted to talk about what you can expect in the game here. So it does say that play as Yoshi and discover quirky creatures in the pages of a talking book named Mr. E. Mr. E needs Yoshi's help to remember all about the creatures living inside his pages. Open him up, explore each habitat, and experiment to learn about the creature that lives there. What does it do? What does it taste like? How does it interact with the environment? How will it react if you smash it, carry it around, or give it a piece of fruit? There's only one way to find out. Make discoveries, collect stars, and hey, what's Bowser Jr. doing here? As you try new things with each creature, you'll naturally make discoveries, clear habitats, collect stars, and unlock more pages to explore. You can even give each critter a name. But what's this? Bowser Jr. is also popping up in these habitats. What could he be up to? So Yoshi and the Mysterious Book is due out for the Nintendo Switch 2 on May 21st. This is also one of those games that has Nintendo's new cheaper digital pricing type of thing, where the physical version, at least here in the US, will cost $70, while the digital version of the game will cost $60. And once again, you are seeing some new footage here. And the interesting thing about this game is that I was like, wait a minute, a Yoshi game, which I've been playing Yoshi games for forever at this point, and a Yoshi game where you don't take any damage and you can't die. How is that going to be something fun? What makes this game different? What makes this game really good to the point to where you have people like Switch Up, a highly respected reviewer of games, and definitely tells you when something is not good, he will tell you. When something is good, he will tell you. He's pretty straight up when it comes to things, which is what I like about the channel. Both of those guys do a great job when it comes to their analysis and their gameplay and the video content. They said this about Yoshi and the Mysterious Book: I guarantee you people are not ready for how good Yoshi and the Mysterious Book is. It was like playing Mario 64 in 2D. And I watched their video. They had footage. They were able to play the first 2 chapters of the game. And essentially, it's like a huge exploration type of deal. Like Nintendo said in the description, you can tail whip characters, put them on your back, you learn more about them, you can eat them, and then also put them as an egg, you learn more about them that way. You have to explore and do different objectives and tasks in order to get through the level. And each different level, once again, you can name the characters, and you can just find different things in the environment in order to get all of like the flower star pieces and things like that. So it's very much set up like Mario 64, where you have like this sandbox area, and then you have to go out and find different things that correlate to your tasks or objectives. And that's what makes the exploration very fun. Now, of course, no damage, no dying. So there has to be a constant flow of stimulus and things to get you excited. What's that over there? What if I interact with this over here? What's going to happen? If I push that over there, something else happens over here. And that's essentially what I got from watching what Switch Up had to say, in addition to watching this new gameplay footage that you guys are checking out with the overview trailer. It just seems like they want you to interact with everything. They want you to find out as much as possible about these little buddies that you get when it comes to animals or things in the environment, and then find different ways to clear the tasks and objectives that you have. And sometimes it's kind of subtle. Sometimes it's not exactly just written out for you, and you have to explore a bit. So that is the interesting thing about this game. Now, how is it going to hold up over the course of the whole game? I think that's going to be something that we'll find out once the reviews come out and everything. But from the previews so far, Switch Up and other places, it seems like people were enamored with this game. And apparently the music obviously is charming, and Yoshi, the graphics really blend well for the type of game that it is. And I think that's one of the things that Nintendo does super well when it comes to certain artistically crafted games, whether it's Splatoon or a game like Yoshi and the Mysterious Book. It fits the gameplay style, it fits what they're trying to do, and they're able to take characters that maybe you know and love and put them in various different types of environments and styles to create a unique experience. Yoshi is not a new IP per se, but this game has new types of ways that Yoshi's never been in order to play a game. It's been very different in the past, like with Crafted World or Woolly World or some of the other games that Yoshi has starred in. So I think that's the big difference here. I think that that's really what separates this game a bit from previous games, and how, once again, it's a 2D game, but it has the exploration and the style maybe of what you'd see like in Mario 64, like Switch Up is saying here. So I'm looking forward to playing. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to see more when it comes to the game, and I'll be picking it up. It comes out May 21st, so it's not going to be too much longer here before we get our hands on the game, and of course the reviews come out. I'll probably have a prediction when it comes to Metacritic and all that closer to the launch of the game, but it does seem, based off of so far from what I'm hearing, it looks like it's going to be an 80 plus type of title. So maybe we can say, all right, hold the brakes on the 7s when it comes to it, right? So we'll see what happens there. So what do you guys think about Yoshi and the Mysterious Book, this new gameplay footage, and what some of the previews are saying? Planning on picking it up or seeing more? Let me know in the comment section below. All right, next up, we've got a brand new gameplay reveal trailer for Orbitals, and this is featuring creative director Marcos Ramos and game director Jacob Lundgren. So very interesting here. Publisher Kelper Interactive and developer Shapefarm has released a 4-minute gameplay trailer for the classic retro anime-inspired cooperative adventure Orbitals. The footage features creative director Marcos Ramos and, of course, game director Jacob Lundgren, who team up to overcome challenges. And here's a little bit more about the game via Kelper. And Kelper, I'm pretty sure they're the ones who did Clair Obscur Expedition 33 from the publisher, so it looks like these guys, they might have 2 in a row when it comes to what I play from Kelper and publishing. Obviously, Samfall Interactive, they did a great job with Expedition. But let's get into Orbitals here. So Orbitals is the original game debut of indie developer Shapefarm, headquartered in Mitaka, Tokyo, developed from the ground up for symmetrical multiplayer. Orbitals invites players to grab a friend and blast off into an experience unlike any other. In Orbitals, players will team up and take on the roles of Maki and Omura, 2 inseparable explorers with a whole lot more determination than on-the-job experience. Working together, they will brave the perils of space to save their crumbling space station from the dangers of a supernatural cosmic storm, whether it's by using unique tools to open the path forward, piloting their spaceship through dangerous asteroid fields, or taking a break and soaking up the lavish anime-inspired atmosphere. Players will embark on an intergalactic adventure and forge new bonds as friends together. Developed in Unreal Engine 5, Orbitals takes full advantage of the Nintendo Switch 2 hardware to deliver an unforgettable cooperative experience regardless of your preferred way of connecting together, either by teaming up with 2 pairs of Joy-Con 2 controllers on a single Nintendo Switch 2 device for split-screen local cooperative play, using the system's Game Share feature to share Orbitals with another local player on a compatible Nintendo Switch 2 or Nintendo Switch device, or by matchmaking online with their friends and taking advantage of the Nintendo Switch 2's built-in microphone and game chat for crystal clear communications. Players around the world can team up to save the day together as one inseparable team. Orbitals captures the warmth and style of classic Japanese anime brought to life with authentic detail and clear reference by the Tokyo-based development team at Shapefarm. The artists and developers at the studio have lovingly crafted a brand new original world inspired by retro anime from the early 90s and brought the art form to life in a way never before seen. Additionally, the developers have partnered with Studio Masket, the animation house behind hundreds of some of the most beloved and popular Japanese anime, to create handcrafted cutscenes for the game for that extra layer of authenticity for fans of the anime medium. Combined with both full Japanese and English audio dubs, Shapefarm intends to honor the anime art form with a cooperative playable adventure that fans can fall in love with. Orbitals 2 is still due out on the Nintendo Switch 2 this summer. It is an exclusive, and it's a very interesting looking game. I was first attracted to this game when it was revealed at the Game Awards, and I was like, wow, that is pretty cool. Then they showed a little bit more of it at a Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase, and now we have a little bit more of it now at this point with more gameplay. And yeah, if you like the retro old school anime and co-op adventures like Split Fiction, I think that this game definitely is for you. It looks like it's going to play and run really good on Switch 2. I'm wondering if they're going to bring it over to other platforms later, but for right now, I think the Switch 2 is obviously a very good choice, all things considered, especially now that at this point, things seem to be picking up because we got the most recent charts when it comes to sales here in the US. Switch 2 sold over 570,000 units, so it's doing pretty good. So I expect Orbitals to actually be a popular game when it launches on the Nintendo Switch 2 this summer. I still think that they're trying to feel out where to put the game. Maybe it might be in another Nintendo Direct, and we'll probably get the release date for that because it is summer, so it could probably extend past maybe July, maybe August or so. So I'm thinking they're trying to pass up all the different big JRPGs that are coming out, like the Adventures of Elliot and Digimon, in addition to Grand Blue, and probably be set somewhere after that. Plus, you still have to kind of shape it up with what Splatoon Raiders is doing, in addition to Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave. So I think that's why we haven't got an exact release date, but I think that they probably know when the exact release date is. They're just waiting for that announcement when Nintendo makes it, or when you're shaping up which games are going to be coming out. So definitely pretty cool. Looks fun. Looks like it's going to be a blast. I love the art style. I like what they're doing with the audio and the music so far. So I'll be picking it up and playing it. Definitely should be fun to go through with some of the Elite Ninja out there. So what do you guys think about Orbitals for the Nintendo Switch 2? Let me know in the comment section below. All right, and moving on to the final topic here. Let's discuss what is happening with Tomodachi Life Living the Dream, because it had a massive opening in Japan to start out here. We've got the Famitsu sales, and this doesn't even include digital. This is just the physical sales. We've got new milestones for Mario Kart World as well and other games. So the Famitsu sales from April 13th, 2026 to April 19th, 2026, Tomodachi Life Living the Dream opened up at a huge 565,405 retail sales, and actually bumped Nintendo Switch 1 sales up higher than they've been in a while. Switch 1 still sells decently in Japan, but it sold over 31,000 units when it comes to the Nintendo Switch 1, 31,496 units to be exact, while the Switch 2 sold 44,280 units. So not a bad thing when it comes to Tomodachi Life Living the Dream. That is really good. And yes, the Nintendo 3DS game, that also sold really well over the course of time. I think over 7 million units or something like that. So there was definitely a lot of people waiting for Tomodachi Life, and I expect this game to probably be a long-term type of evergreen seller like the Nintendo 3DS game was. It's just such a weird game that's different from a lot of other games out there, and it actually boosted up Switch 1 sales quite a bit. Probably people buying an extra Nintendo Switch for family or friends or something like that, because the Nintendo Switch 1 has already sold so much in Japan. You'd be thinking that it reached almost a saturation point, and to a degree obviously it has, but to see more people get excited about Tomodachi Life and pick it up is pretty cool. Now, I did want to go over a couple other things here. Pragmata, that opened up at 36,470 units in Japan for the PlayStation 5. The Nintendo Switch 2 version is coming out this week, so we'll find out about the sales of that when it comes to game keycards next week. Also, Pokemon Pocopia, that continues to sell 19,000 units. It's actually sold over 900,000 units in Japan now, 910,005 units to be exact. And Mario Kart World also hit a milestone as well. That sold another 5,130 units for 2.9 million units plus. So the evergreen games like Pokemon Pocopia, Mario Kart World are continuing to do really well. We're also seeing Animal Crossing New Horizons. That game has also got new life since the Switch 2 2 edition came out. And of course, since Tomodachi Life and Pokemon Pocopia, people are kind of just going through and buying a lot of the cozy genre type of games, because both Animal Crossings, the Switch 2 edition and the Switch 1 version of the game, are in the top 10, and Nintendo Switch Sports as well, which that game came out in 2022. So it's actually going on 4 years old at this point, and it's still in the top 10, making its way back. So pretty cool to see Tomodachi Life and the fans enjoying that. But what do you guys think when it comes to everything here that we talked about, from Yoshi and the Mysterious Book to Orbitals, and of course Tomodachi Life, and what's going on here in Japan with these sales? All right, guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Please make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you're someone new, click that notification bell, and check out my other Nintendo Switch 2 and RPG content right here on screen. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you guys for the next one. Peace.